Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your girl Dom, back with another Forex trading strategy video. It is Sunday, August 28th, around 1 o'clock in the morning. It's the end of my day, but I wanted to go ahead and do this video for you guys before I called it a night. That way it can be ready to go before the market opens tomorrow. We're going to go over the news. We're going to go over what's going on with the US dollar. We're going to take a look at, well, not last week, but the week before that's video. And then we're going to go over our new trading pairs. So I just wanted to go ahead and jump into what's going on. For you guys who are new to the channel, I am a swing trader, so I try to look for moves that, you know, will be good over the long haul. But we can also do some like intraday trading as well. So I just want to go ahead and jump into these charts. Again, I do use Smart Trader when marking up my charts, but feel free to use TradingView or any other platform that you might have. So let's go ahead and jump into these charts. First things first, we are going to take a look at the news. So for that, I like to use the Forex Factory website. And again, like I said, today is Sunday, so we don't really have anything going on, nothing major. Monday, we have a bank holiday for the British pound. For the US dollar, we have the FOMC members speaking. Let's see, Monday is a pretty light day. Tuesday, for the European Euro, we have German CPIs, which is data points to see how the economy is doing. For the US dollar, at 7 o'clock, we have consumer confidence, and then we have some data points on how the job market is going. 8 o'clock, we also have another FOMC member speaking. Everything else for that day is pretty light. I'm only looking for red or orange folders that will dictate how heavy that might influence the market. But you can always go ahead and click on the side and see like what that particular folder might mean. So for Wednesday the 31st, for the euro, we have CPIs. Those are coming in at 2 a.m. For the US dollar, we have another FOMC member speaking. We also have the ADP non-farm employment change. That one's going to be big. That one's going to have a lot of movement. For the Canadian dollar, we have GDP. US dollar, we have PMIs. Again, these are just data points to show how well the economy for that particular currency is doing. Let's see, big one. We have some more data points coming for the Swiss franc. Thursday, for the US dollar, we have unemployment claims. We also have the manufacturing PMI. Friday, we have, for the US dollar, average earning amounts, non-farm employment change, and then the unemployment rate. These are going to be huge. These are going to cause major swings for the US dollar. So be on the lookout for those dates. That's pretty much it that I have going on for the market. So we're going to jump into the charts. Now, first things first, we will take a look at what's going on with the US dollar. I don't know if my charts are still there because I have found my charts have been disappearing in Smart Trader. So anyways, so looks like most of them are still there, so that's good. Looking at the monthly here, I did run a fib for the most recent lowest low, which was in July of 2011. So since then, we can see that we have been on an uptrend. So just to see where we're currently at, we're somewhere in here. So we're gonna go on the daily, and if you did it correctly, your fibs will carry over to your lower time frame. So on the daily time frame, we see price on an A to B move, price retraced to the 236 level before moving up to the almost the 1618 level. It came back again, and most recently it retraced to the 118 level. before pushing back up. Now, let's see what's going on here. We did break through some resistance zones. So this one right here was a monthly resistance, and then this one right here, that 13045, that one is a 4-hour resistance zone. So we just broke through that one. So now we have to see if we're going to get a retracement or if we're going to continue upwards. We're going to go ahead and take a look at my lower time frame on the 4-hour just to see what's really going on. As you guys can see, we have a lot more information here. I think the last time I did this chart for the US dollar, this is where price was, and you can clearly see that we are still in an uptrend. It did bounce back a few times and it retested this zone in here. We'll go ahead and highlight that. But then it ultimately carried up and broke through this resistance zone. So this is where we are right now. So let's see, on the fib level, let me see where we are. I know for these two for sure it's gonna get broken, but we'll do it just for best practices. Cool. So now we can see on our 4-hour fib level, price did retrace to the 786 zone. Actually, it might even have retraced to the 86% level as well before going back up. So now we see that whenever you're doing a Fibonacci, green matches with green, blue matches with blue, red matches with red. Since we did have price come down to this 86 level here, we can expect it to, for this fib to be done once we get up here. Make sure I'm not lying to you guys. Give me a second. Let me get my life together. No, we did not. We did not get that 86 level. We just barely missed it. So that being said, price, we can expect price to go up here. So somewhere around the 13,185 level if things carry on track. So that is the US dollar. That's what's going on in the market. Now we're going to take a look at the trading pair from my last video, which was the CAD yen. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And then let me zoom out a little bit. So we're going to take a look at what was going on from the daily perspective, just to go over really quick. So I did run my fib from the most recent lowest low, which was March of 2020. And on the current fib cycle, this is where we are. So on an A to B move, price continued up to the 118 level, came back down a little bit, and then rose again, reaching a weekly support level. So I was expecting the price to continue up, and we're going to take a look at the 4-hour. Rub my fibs off that one too. 4 hours probably we're gonna go from here because this is where I ran the last fib from. Perfect. So on the 4-hour in our current fib cycle, we see that price went up past the 127 level, came back down, retraced to the 382 level, went back up, didn't quite hit that D extension, fell back down, touched that trend line, and kept going. So on my last video, price was somewhere in this bubble, and I said that, you know, I was expecting price to keep going up to the 1618 level, but I said that we had a bunch of resistance zones that we had to go through, and that we might potentially have a retracement to that trend line, touch, and then bounce off again. And had you entered this trade when I made that video, if you would have put your stop loss underneath the C, which is the lowest retracement in between the AB boundary, you would have been caught in drawdown here, but now you should be in profit. Now, for best practices, and this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just doing this for research purposes. But what I did is I put my stop loss underneath my A, that way I was, you know, for sure protected. Now, if price would have went ahead and took out that A, I would have been okay with that because I would have already calculated my risk. Now, what actually happened was it fell aligned with this sub trend here, this trend line there, touched it, went down. This is the original trend, right? Because the CAD is bullish against the yen, especially with everything going on with the Japanese yen's monetary policies. So like I said, I was expecting it to go up. I did in fact anticipate a trend line touch, which is what happened here on Monday the 15th, and then it continued to bounce back up. So now what I am thinking is we're probably going to come back down, retest some of these zones in here, and then continue up. So if we look at what's going on the 1 hour, you can already see that, you know, we're getting some movement back down, probably to retest this zone up in here before continuing up to this monthly resistance zone. So that is the CAD yen. Now for our newest pair, it is the Aussie New Zealand dollar. Now, I don't believe I have marked it up on this account, so I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. As always, I will fast forward through this so you don't have to wait and see all the boring parts, but I will be highlighting like all the important like levels. So I have my zones mapped out. I also have the direction of my trend. So on a monthly time frame, let me move back out. You can see that price was moving down, and then once we get into this little area right here, we're moving sideways right now, and it's kind of just ranging, and it has been ranging since, I don't know, 2014. So the reason why I put this rectangle here is because this is the top of the range, and then this is the bottom of the range. So if we get a breakout in any one of these directions, then we know that it's a for real breakout, and some catastrophic stuff had happened. But since the last lowest low, I guess the last directional change was here, and that was in 2020, which makes sense because it's when the pandemic hit. Basically, the Australian dollar has been going up against the New Zealand dollar. So that's why I dropped my trend lines here. So now, take a step back. We're gonna go on our weekly time frame. And pause note here, whenever you're drawing trend lines, you want to make sure that you're going through the wick as well, not just the body of the candle, because you have to respect that wick, because that's where price was at one point in time. So I am using my smart tool here. I'm using my smart fib, and this will automatically calculate where we are in our fib sequence. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop it underneath the lowest low, which is here. That way we can see what our current fib cycle is. So right here on an A to B move, we see that price retraced a little bit lower than, a little bit higher than the 382. It got into this 118 zone and immediately turned back. Got to the 50% level, went back up, came back down to the 61.8, and then finally, you know, kind of skyrocketed here. So we're almost here to the D extension, and that's on the weekly time frame. Now on the daily time frame, we're gonna go ahead and do our fib from that same level, and you see I didn't have to redraw that fib, it automatically redid it for the daily time frame. So on a daily time frame, on an A to B move, we see that we're getting a lot of sideways movement here, just barely to the 236 level, and then it's pushing up through this daily and this weekly resistance zone, pushing up to this weekly resistance zone of 1.12863. Now I'm thinking it's still gonna push up overall to this level here before coming back down. Now again, we still have this zone that we have to break through, so price might come back down here, retest this level before going up here to try this one. But ultimately, I think that price will get to this zone. If I can get my life together. And I should probably change this color too. I'm gonna extend this out. Now, when price is gonna hit this level, I have no idea. I'm gonna change it to pink. Okay, yeah. So ultimately, I think price is gonna come in here before dropping back down to probably retest this level here before continuing up to the D extension. Now let's see what's going on the 4 hour. Let's see, we're gonna do that same fib. Hopefully it's okay. No, it does not, because those fibs would have been taken out with all this volatility, all that movement there. So I am gonna go from, and then just do one. Did I try this one? I did try that one. Let's do this one. Okay. Yeah, so from here we see price retraced to the 382 level, and you know, it's pretty close to hitting that the extension. And again, this is on the 4 hour time frame. So yeah, so I'm gonna get a little bit more aggressive, and I'm gonna take a look at what's going on the 1 hour, because I can already see that I have a swing low forming here, which means that price is reversing. So we're gonna go down to our 1 hour. Our trend line will readjust. No, it's not gonna readjust. Okay. Thank you. Sometimes you gotta move the chart around for Smart Trader to readjust your trend lines. Okay, so like I was saying, so we're gonna go from our 1 hour time frame. We're gonna drop a fib on the most recent trend line touch, which is this one right here. And then we get a better look at what's going on. So on an A to B move, we saw that instead of going down to 236 or even a 382, those are like the really good like reversal points. We get a lot of price action in those areas. Price continued up to the 118 level. So I see we haven't had a retracement yet, so we're overdue for one. And we already have had a swing high and a reversal change. So what you could have done is we could have ran trend line from the most recent trend line touch, and this is a counter trend line. Run that up until we get our first touch, which is going to be right here, and then we're going to keep going from there. So now the point of trend lines is they tell you the direction of the trend and the momentum, and when the reverse has come. So we got our next touch right here, and you want to keep doing this until you get to your most recent swing low or high, depending on the direction that you're going in, and get it as close to price as you can. So with that, maybe I should turn this off so you guys can see. See, boom, we got a touch, then we got another touch. And if you follow this trend, boom, we got that trend line break here. So what you could do, if you get a break here, here, price is probably going to come down in here before coming up to this level right here, because remember, we're due for a retracement, so it's probably going to come down somewhere in here before it goes back up. So what I could draw is, oh, you can't even see that, goodness gracious. Okay, so I feel like price is going to come somewhere down in here before continuing upwards. Yeah, so we've already got a reversal here, so I feel like price is going to come back down, retest this support line, because past resistance becomes future support. Since we've already broke through this level, I'm waiting for price to come back, retest it, at least get close somewhere in here. Ideally, I would like price to come down to this 61.8 level. That way we can ride it up here, and possibly somewhere in here too, because remember, on the daily time frame, we're expected to be in this little square right here. So that has been my Australian New Zealand dollar pair. We've taken a look at what's going on fundamentally for the week. We've also taken a look at what we expect to see on the charts, what we can expect to see with price for the week. Again, remember, price does not move straight up or down, it does move in waves. We have already strategized what we're going to do. We are waiting for price to come back and retest this daily and this weekly support level before we get long. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not even licensed to do this stuff. I just do it because I'm bored and I needed something to do. So again, this has been my charting. Look forward to an update next week. I am extremely tired. It is like 1 o'clock in the morning, so I am going to be out of here. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know. Like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment down below if you decided to go ahead and take this trade. All right, you guys, I'll see you next week in the next video. Bye.